February 19, it was Wednesday, USS Central Command, they decided to fly F-16 fighter jets over the Red Sea. All of a sudden, they saw a missile coming their way. They have never expected or seen something like this in their history of attacking the Houthis. According to Fox News, and according to, if you take a look at their past operations on the Gulf of Aden or on Red Sea or Bab al-Mandab Strait, you will notice that United States, their military, the Navy, the Air Force, never expected, never calculated that such attack could be possible by the Houthis. So what happened? When they were flying this F-16 fighter jet over the Red Sea, Houthis, they have launched this surface-to-air missile, which is also called SAM, and according to Fox News, there are multiple of them that was launched. This surface-to-air missile is the first time ever that Houthis they have used. It missed the target, means it did not bring down that jet, F-16 fighter jet, but it did send a message to Donald Trump, to US military, about the sophistication of their missile system that they are now developing in regards to fighting with the United States. So when this fighter jet came under attack by the Houthis, it maneuvered itself in such a way that it was able to save itself. This news was kept as a private information from the public, means it was not shared by US military. And this is not the first time it happened. We have seen also when USS Harry Truman came under attack in the Red Sea by the Houthis. They called it friendly fire, and they said we shot down one of our fighter jets by mistake. It was a friendly fire again. So like in the past, USS Navy, USS military, they kept it quiet. But Fox News, when they interviewed 3 US military officials, they revealed that yes, this happened. Now, how Houthis are getting these missiles and how they're becoming so advanced in terms of the sophistication of these missiles and how they're using it. According to United States, Houthis are receiving these missiles, at least part of the missiles or the components of the missiles, from China. In exchange for Chinese ships to get free passage through the Bab al-Mandab Strait and also throughout Red Sea in general. This is one explanation that we can talk about. The other explanation is that the Houthis, they're now receiving weapons, not just only from China, but also Russia is heavily involved in arming the Houthis. And the reason was given why Russia will be interested in arming Houthis was that US under Joe Biden administration, they gave those ATACMS missile to Ukraine to be used against Russia. So in retaliation, Russia is now helping, supporting, providing Houthis with this kind of missile system. That is another explanation. Right now, there is a big problem in the US administration. The problem is, since Donald Trump, he redesignated Houthis as the terrorist organization, and since this October 7th happened, and Joe Biden decided to go after the Houthis, they are not still able to come up with a policy against the Houthis. So what I mean by that, there is a debate at the highest level of US military going on at the moment as we speak. So what is the debate? The debate is about the policy. Now, one argument among the US military expert is that we will go after the Houthis in a more traditional counterterrorism approach way. Means we will target individuals who is carrying out these attacks, and will be persistent in targeting those individuals. So this is one explanation. He said, do this in a conventional way and be persistent at targeting those individuals. The key word here is individuals, not the country, not the population. But that policy is being debated, and US military said, look, this is not something we can do because that will cost us money, a lot of them. Because United States military, they're using as a missile system to counter this kind of harassment, quote unquote, coming from Houthis, that is costing them whopping millions and millions of dollars in order to just get rid of these harassments coming from Houthis in the Red Sea. It's not even targeting Houthis, it's not even stopping Houthis. Just to stop the harassment, they have to spend millions of dollars. So therefore, they're saying that this approach is very, very counterproductive, and this is not going to bring us a result, and it is going to cost us more and more money. So let's not do it. So what is the second approach they have? The second approach is more aggressive approach. Okay, the more aggressive approach tells US military that instead of targeting those individuals, instead of using persistent attacks for which you have to spend a lot of money because you have to use SM-2 and SM-3 missiles to counter Houthi harassment, why don't you go more of like a defensive approach and destroy the infrastructure, oil facilities in Yemen? Instead of targeting, in other words, individuals, target infrastructure. That way you do not have to use your SM-2, SM-3 missiles as often as you would, ending up losing a lot of money in the process just to stop Houthis harassment. Now, the timeline is important because think about this. It's been now more than almost like 1.5 years now since October 7th had happened in 23. For the past several months, United States does not have a policy when it comes to the Houthis. Now that is what tells us that United States military, they do not know how to deal with Houthis. In other words, they have no policy, they have no plan, they cannot come up with a plan. They are one day talking about this strategy, the next they come up with another strategy, and all of these strategies combined, they're failing. Why? Because USS Harry Truman, as I said, the ship came under attack. The fighter jets, those ships, the fleet, they came under attack, and US, when they tried to destroy or stop the attack or the harassment, quote unquote, of this Yemeni rebel, they have absolutely no clue if they were even successful or not. And looks like to me that collecting intelligence on the Houthis from the ground for the United States, it is much tougher and difficult, and if not impossible, than collecting intelligence on people, let's say like the Hamas leadership or Hezbollah's leadership. In other words, US, they do not know who to strike, who to go after in order to stop these attacks on US fighter jets, on US warships, on US vessels, UK vessels passing through Bait al-Mandab Strait. They have absolutely no clue. Now, to make things even worse, you can see in this map that you have Sana'a, and then you have Gulf of Aden. According to Fox News, these rebels, these fighters, Yemeni fighters, they are now able to launch attack on US from Gulf of Aden, from the furthest post, as you can see, from I'm pointing with my finger, from the furthest post from Sana'a. Basically means they're expanding, Yemeni Houthis, they're expanding their operation, and because of that, they now have reach to pretty much all of the vessels passing through Red Sea because of this expansion. And this is obviously going to create more problem for the US and also for Israel and the UK, or any ship for that matter, whichever will be linked or associated with Israel, will be in big trouble. So this fighter jet that was shot down, F-16, or not shot down, was targeted, I should say, by the Houthis in the last attack, using that kind of sophisticated missile system, like surface-to-air missile, is a clear message that Houthis, they are developing new weapons, and whoever is helping them, whether it is China, whether it is Russia, or whether it is just the Houthis, because they have money, they can buy this kind of missile system, is not looking good on US military. Because it's more than, as I said, I mean, I'm just talking about the timeline from October 7th up until now, but it goes back even further. Joe Biden, further back, Joe Biden, when he came to power, he decided to patrol this area. He invested heavily US military asset in the Red Sea in order to stop Houthis, in order to take control of the situation, but he can't. He could never do this. Donald Trump redesignated this group as terrorists. Will cost him more money, because now obviously you're dealing with a terrorist group and you have to mobilize your asset, your military. And this problem, this is where things get even more interesting. This problem, the Houthi problem, is being discussed at the highest level of US military. It is not something that is discussed as you know, among the low-ranking officials, or just by the Navy or the Air Force. It is being discussed by everyone. It's been discussed at the highest level in Pentagon. They have absolutely no clue how to deal with this problem. And remember when Houthis struck Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, what Israeli minister said to the Houthis: we are going to come after you just like we did after Hassan Nasrallah, with Qasem Soleimani, with the leadership of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar. We're going to destroy you. We're going to cut the head of the snake, and we will go even after Iran. Remember those rhetorics? These are all fake news. I mean, when he was talking about or threatening the Houthis, he had absolutely no clue how he is going to accomplish those missions. So you can see it is not an impossible task only for the US, but also Israel. Using this kind of hyperboles is the only way they can show or project their good image to the world, that yeah, we are powerful, we can do whatever we want, we have gotten rid of Ismail Haniyeh, we can do this, we can do that. But in reality, the Houthi problem is becoming much worse. And if Houthis, they have more advanced weaponries in the coming days, which I think they will have because of the help they're getting, and also because they're getting a lot more sophisticated themselves with the money, the investment, and they're very, very dedicated. The Houthis, one thing that you'll notice is that they're very, very dedicated to their cause. If they say we're going to strike, we're going to go after this, they will do it because of flexibility in terms of maneuvering their forces, and also they do not have a sophisticated military system or military complex where there is a lot of a protocol they have to maintain, or there is a bureaucracy behind it. No, nothing. They feel like attacking a ship, they will just wear their sandal and they go and they attack. So this is why, I mean, they have way less formalities, in other words, than a conventional organized military, and this is working for their own benefit.